So you were critical of last week's performance with the offensive line. What did you take away from this week's
I thought, if you take away 6 plays, I would have been happy with what we did out there. Obviously the 4 false start penalties were extremely undisciplined. They were really critical in killing drives. Really hurt us in there in the first half. And then we got, down quite a bit and behind the chains a little bit. I think had we, first half I thought we were able to kind of control a little bit the game as far as how we're calling play, how we were moving the ball offensively, mixing the run and the pass and the screen game, and I was able to help those guys up front. And then once we got behind, they got to in that situation where they kind of tee off on us a little bit, and wish we'd have held up better in protection. Cortland and Jimmy gave up those 2 sacks. They're kind of back to back, which really hurt us in a critical situation to give us a chance to maybe make it a game where we go down, get a stop score, and then onside kick and have a chance to win it. So like I said, taking away from the game, you take away 6 plays. I think would have been okay. Those 6 plays were very crucial in us, not performing how we need to be on offense. So.
Do you feel like you moved away from the run too early?
No, it's one of those things. We got in a little hole there, and we're trying to get back into the game. And it was one of those deals. We ran it very efficiently in the first half. I think we were over 6 yards a carry, and I think we would have continued to do that. But again, like I said, we weren't able to come out and score that first drive of the third quarter to keep it a 1-possession game. And once we got down 2 scores, we had to, play a little bit different game as far as trying to get us back into it.
What's the message for the offense coming out of the half? Like, how do you have a drive kind of feel like that coming into the third?
Well, it's we got 5 drives. That was it. We scored on 3 of them. Had we one of those drives, we had drops in the first half that crushed us. Their third down conversions that we continue to move the chains. Had we not had those, and then we had the 2 false start penalties that were really bad. We were 3rd and 1, which I think we were 100% on 3rd and 1 in the game. So we're 3rd and 1, then we go to 3rd and 6, and then 3rd and 11, and that crushed another drive. So you take the penalties and the drops away, and there's a possibility we score 5, all 5 drives. It's a completely different game. Now maybe they're out of their game plan, and it completely changes the whole output of how the first half went.
Mm-hmm. At Washington State, when there was a false start penalty, it looked like they were pulled on 1 play, but it looked like there was 2 false starts that they were pulled.
Yeah, so there was 2 of them. We didn't know who was the ones that jumped. Obviously, we were trying to tempo them on short yardage, and basically what happened was just Brett didn't hear the clap, and so all 4 guys really were off sides. So it's hard to tell which one was actually at fault.
Okay.
Do you feel like the time you spent kind of giving everyone a shot through fall camp has kind of been accounted for at this point? You've got your regular guys at this point who are getting reps.
Yeah, I feel good about who we're playing in the games. Obviously still rotate with Dede because he's obviously earned that opportunity. Jalen was out last week with he was ill, he was sick, so he missed quite a bit of practice last week. So you continue to evaluate on a daily basis. You still got to go out and compete and do it in practice first, or you can't do it in the games. And so. But yeah, like I said, we out there. We only played 6 guys in the game the other night, so went with that. And like I said, I was telling Keely, you take 6 plays out of there, and you never know how that game goes. And that's just from our position group. So I think we left a lot of plays out there as far as just little fundamentals that we got to clean up, or discipline issues. And we get that cleaned up, and like I said, it's a completely different game.
It has to be tough as an O-line guy when the run game is working the way it was to have to give it up.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Like I said, had we went out there and matched them in the first drive like we needed to, the third quarter, we could have continued to stay in the game plan and do what we were doing. Like I said, once we got down behind the chains, so much kind of behind the chains, they were able to kind of tee off a little bit and play a little bit different package that allowed them to kind of come after the quarterback a little bit more. And so that happens. We got to be able to, that's still our job. Our job is to pass protect, and when we get in those situations, we still got to make it happen up front.
And then on the play where they got Keaton from behind, it looked like it kind of started with an A-gap blitz. Is that basically what it was there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we slid one way, and it was just we just were a little bit late as far as the back going over and picking it up. So.
And then just the last thing, Colorado's D-line.
Yeah, they're good.
How legit are they?
Yeah, they're good. They're good D-line. I feel like they're, it's hard to tell. I haven't really looked at the numbers or nothing like that, but they're bigger. I feel like they're bigger, strong guys up front. But they're a good football team. I mean, every week's going to be a battle for us, and we know that. And so I don't think that we've played our best game by far as a unit, and we definitely haven't as an offense. I mean, we haven't hit our potential even close yet, and we need to get that done. We need to get it done quick, because if we can get a hit on all cylinders offensively, we'll be fine.
As far as Cortland Forden and Jonah, what have you seen from them just 4 weeks in?
Just consistent. I mean, they're great kids. They're competitive, and they take coaching, and there's consistent improvement. It's one of those things. There's a lot of things that coming out of the Washington State game that Jonah really needed to improve on, and I thought he did that. I thought he played a lot better from Washington State to Oregon State. And Cortland as well. I thought Cortland had his best game. I know he gave up the sack, but outside of that and the penalty, I thought he had his best game. And so if we can just continue to take that mentality that we've got to make those little improvements from a week-to-week basis and get a little bit better this week and go out and play our best game this week, and then the next week, those kids are going to be really good players. And so we just got to continue that mentality. And they get, the good thing, they're great kids. They come out and they work really hard. And they're very diligent in what they do in practice. And as long as they keep doing that, they'll keep getting better.
Did you say anything specifically to Jonah to help him improve between?
No, I mean, it's, we have the message. It's been consistent. We believe in what we're doing, and like I said, he's just a great kid. He comes out, he puts the work in, and like I said, it was just little things, and I think he cleaned some things up mentally, and I think he was okay.
Growth-wise, what do you expect to see from Cortland and Jonah towards the end of the season?
Yeah, like I said, if we can, obviously want their last game of the season to be their best, and so if they can continue to get better week to week and start you're starting to see some of those older guys really do some things, that, it's been coached, but you don't have to consistently. You put it in once, they can do it. And as you see, like little small pre-snap reads and things like that maybe help them within the play, those older guys are starting to get that, where I think those younger guys can start, learning how to do that as well as they play more.
How much do you communicate with Seth Dagey about blocking?
Yeah, we try to, again, on in between series, it's we try to do as much as we can to see, on the field, but obviously the guys in the box can see so much better. So, we're constantly on the headset just trying to figure things out and make sure we're doing things right and that we're on the same page.
Is it hard for you as an offensive line coach when your guys are making their blocks, but some guy slips through that's not necessarily their responsibility?
That's part of football. It's the ultimate team game, and like I said, that's what's great about football is, like I said, you got to have all 11 doing the right thing, or it doesn't work. Rarely do you have, guys messing things up and things still work. It's just not that way. And so it's the ultimate team game, and like I said, it takes all the levels at the same time to have success together.
Mm-hmm. What have you seen from Brett so far?
He's been very solid. Like I said, he comes in every day, extra time. He's very diligent in his film study. He's been able to really communicate and get us in the right things. For the most part, there hasn't been much this year where we haven't had it up or been in the right protection or the scheme or whatever we needed to be as far as that goes. He's really smart, really intelligent, understands his toolbox, uses it to his advantage, and really done a great job for that. And his conditioning is showing up. It's one of those things. He's played every snap of four games, right?
Yeah,
four games, and he doesn't show any signs of slowing down. So that's been really big for him too as well.
When it comes to Jalen and Jonah, is that something where you want to settle that out, or do you still want to play that through?
It just depends. Like I said, it was one of those things. Jalen wasn't able to practice all last week, and he understood that. But Jalen played well against the week before Washington State, and I think Jalen does a really good job in pass protection. We've got to do a little bit better job in the run game, where we consistently have, where he's consistently, it's really good in pass, or maybe not in the run. We got to consistently be the same player, And so, but again, it's he provides a lot of depth for us out there, and then a guy that's it's a potential starter as well.